Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to historic Faneuil Hall. Faneuil Hall was donated to Boston by Peter Faneuil, a wealthy American colonial merchant and philanthropist. It has hosted so many pre-revolutionary meetings that it has become known as America's cradle of liberty. It's only fitting that we conclude today's program here as we have every other 4th of July since 1783, for 234 years to be exact. In addition to being one of the most important buildings in our nation's history, Faneuil Hall is also one of the country's most visited. Certainly, its place in history is second to none, but its popularity can also be credited to the combined efforts of the City of Boston, the National Park Service, and of course, the Freedom Trail Foundation. Joining me on the stage from my right, your left, is our vocalist today, Dana Whitehead. We have the Superintendent-in-Chief of the Boston Police Department, Officer Gross. Our 4th of July orator, actress Dion Guerrero. We have the Mayor of the City of Boston, Mayor Martin J. Walsh. We have Captain Dennis O'Brien, Captain Commanding of the Ancient Honorable Artillery Company. We have Mr. John Kerwin of the National Park Services. And we have our Commissioner of Veteran Services for the City of Boston, Giselle Sterling. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not doing so already, please stand, and gentlemen, kindly remove your headgear as our vocalist, Mr. Whiteside, honors America's 240th birthday with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nations, recover. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please take your seats. Actually, I'd like everybody to take a seat except for Lieutenant Michael Thornton, U.S. Navy. Could you please rise, sir? We have in our midst a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, and we'd like to recognize him on the 4th of July. God bless you, sir. And now it's my pleasure and distinct honor to introduce to you our mayor of the city of Boston, Mayor Martin J. Walsh.
Thank you very much, Colonel, and give me 1 second here. Thank you very much, Colonel, for your great work here today in the Ancient Honorable. I want to thank Captain Dennis O'Brien and the entire Ancient Honorable artillery company that's here with us today. I want to thank the Zarba Military Band for the beautiful music today. I also want to thank Dana Whiteside for his incredible vocal singing today, both here and... I want to recognize also all the service members and the veterans that are here with us today. So if you would, please stand up. And Michael Thornton, it's an honor to have you here with us today in Faneuil Hall, and thank you for your service to our country. I also want to pass along to any Gold Star families that might be with us today. We want to say sorry for your loss, but thank you for your sacrifice to this great country. Commissioner Sterling, Giselle Sterling, our Veterans Affairs Commissioner, anyone who's wondering, she's a Marine, she's a proud Marine, and she wears that proudly, so thank you for being with us today. And Chief Willie Gross, thank you, Chief, as well. On Independence Day, we honor our nation and remember our history. This morning, as we do every single year, we walk the historic streets that our revolutionary heroes walked. We pay tribute to our city's great patriots, the founders of our nation. We read the Declaration of Independence that set out the ideals for liberty that our nation was founded on. And not too far from this building that we're in today is on display at the Commonwealth Museum is actually the original copy of the Declaration of Independence. And now on behalf of the City of Boston, I welcome everyone here to historic Faneuil Hall for the conclusion of our Independence Day ceremonies. Happy 4th of July. For 234 years, the City of Boston has held Independence Day exercises here at Faneuil Hall. Before I introduce our speaker, I want to take a moment to reflect on that history. Faneuil Hall was built in 1742. It earned the nickname Cradle of Liberty, as the Colonel said, as a place where Bostonians spoke out against injustice, where the colonials protested for no taxation without representation, where Sam Adams rallied the people of Boston to the cause for independence. It's where George Washington toasted the new nation on its first birthday. It's where abolitionists spoke out against slavery and where African-American leaders demanded the national right to vote. Today, it is owned by the people of the city. It's where our community still comes together to declare our values and address our greatest challenges, from health care to homelessness. Perhaps most meaningful of all, every year, hundreds of new Americans take the oath of citizenship in this very hall. They pledge allegiance to the same values that our founders established and that we celebrate today: the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the responsibility to uphold those rights as a member of a national community. As in every generation before them, immigrants renew our founding ideals by choosing to become Americans. My mother and father made that choice. The courage, the hard work, and the thoughtful discussions that went into it shaped who I am as a patriot and as a public servant. I wish that our national immigration policy was written and conducted with the same care and courage that our immigrants display every single day in our country. Long before they take the oath, whatever their status, the vast majority of immigrants live out by meaning of our founding values. That's why, as Robert Kennedy said, our attitude towards immigration reflects our faith in the American ideal. This year's orator is therefore a fitting choice to continue the traditions that run from John Quincy Adams to John F. Kennedy. Diane Guerrero knows the courage it takes to make our American ideals a reality. She has faced the struggles presented by a broken immigration system, but she never gave up. She grew up in Roxbury and Jamaica Plain neighborhoods of Boston. She graduated from our very own Boston Arts Academy in the Boston Public School system. As an actress, she has appeared in some of the most groundbreaking programs of our time. Diane is a TV star, and we are proud. What's more important, she is a dedicated artist who used her talents to enrich our nation's culture. Her work continues to our national conversation on vital issues, from criminal justice and poverty to racial and ethnic discriminations to women's equality. Her positive influence goes beyond her work. She volunteers with immigrant organizations and advocates for human immigration reform. She has shared her story in her memoir, and I'm especially grateful for Diane for returning to her hometown of Boston to tell her story and inspire the young people of our city to reach out for their dreams. Diane's story inspires all of us to persist through hardship, to dream big, to give back and fight for justice, and to work every single day to be a nation that honors the meaning of Independence Day. It's my honor to introduce to you the Independence Day orator for this year, 2017, Diane Guerrero.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor Walsh. Those were beautiful words. And good morning to you all and distinguished guests, residents of Boston, and visitors who have joined us here today. I am honored and deeply humbled to deliver the 4th of July oration in Boston. This is my hometown. It is the city where I attended school and developed into the person I am today. I love this city. Boston was also the city to officially designate July 4th as a holiday, 7 years after our founding fathers adopted the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Faneuil Hall is the cradle of liberty where revolutionary protests and meetings took place, as Mayor Walsh said earlier. So this is truly a historic day, not only across the nation, but especially for our city of Boston. Whenever I am at Faneuil Hall, I think back to the time I spent here with my family when I was a child. I would beg my dad to buy me a balloon and a lobster claw grabber. You're not a proper Bostonian unless you have a claw grabber, I say. I don't know if that's the proper term for it, but I just remember just always wanting one of those. You could do tons of stuff, scratch your back, grab things, made it easier to live. I also remember one of the first times I saw the old State House and its second-floor balcony, from which the Declaration of Independence was first read to Bostonians after it was adopted in 1776. When I saw it, I imagined George Washington speaking from that balcony 13 years later. I would think, wow, so cool. It was truly special to walk by that building every day. And now I'm here, the daughter of immigrants delivering the oration for the city of Boston. I am now added to the long list of orations that have been delivered since 1773 by some of the greatest figures in American history, including John Quincy Adams, Oliver Wendell Holmes, John F. Kennedy, and our very own Mayor Walsh. No pressure. This is truly an honor. So in this moment, as we celebrate our history, I want to take this rare opportunity to reflect on our collective heritage, celebrate who we are as a nation today, and stand up to those who would block our progress. We are a richly diverse country that has been blessed not just by the Native Americans who first settled this land, but also by the continuing migration of people from all over the world who have brought their imagination, their entrepreneurship, and work ethic to help grow our nation and economy into what it is today. America is great because of our diversity and our communities of color. We are all proud Americans, no matter where we came from. My family came here more than 3 decades ago from Colombia and moved to New Jersey, and shortly after I was born, we moved to Boston. I think about them every day as we celebrate the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. In their pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, my parents chose to raise their family in Boston. They truly believed that our family belonged here, in a city built by immigrants. Here in Boston, they thought they could fulfill their dreams of becoming Americans and giving me the freedom to pursue my own dreams. I used to walk past Northeastern University on my way to school when I was a student at the Boston Arts Academy. I would walk by and I would imagine life as a college co-ed. And once I arrived to school, I could escape further into my fantasy of being a singer or actor or anything where I can move my hands, use my jazz hands. I like doing that a lot. Still, I'm in a scene and I just start doing this and they're like, that's not appropriate for this. But I'm just, oh, that's just a moment I'm taking for myself, that's all. Like all families, my parents worked hard to make ends meet. But our American life, filled with cotton candy and lobster grabbers and balloons, for me, was cut short for them. Their struggle to legalize their immigration status was not successful. My parents were deported before they could see my dreams become a reality. They were not able to see my school performances. They were not able to personally witness my personal or professional growth. Still, even today, they and I know that Boston provided the foundation for my parents' dreams and my own. Thank you, Mayor Walsh, for keeping Boston a welcoming city and for protecting the rights of immigrants. Boston welcomes immigrants' full participation in the economic, civic, and social cultural life of this foundational American city. As Mayor Walsh understands, when immigrants and other newcomers are given opportunities to thrive and fully contribute, all Bostonians benefit. Of course, this is a long-standing ethic of Boston. 71 years ago, before he became the first Irish Catholic president of the United States, yes, I'm about to quote John F. Kennedy, everybody does, he's awesome. John Fitzgerald Kennedy delivered the 4th of July oration, "Where I stand today." Again, no pressure. He spoke of the American character, which he described as religious, idealistic, and individualistic. JFK said, quote, "The right of the individual against the state has ever been one of our most cherished political principles," end quote. And he advised us to be vigilant. Quote, "Let us not blink the fact that the days which lie ahead us are bitter ones. May God grant that at some distant date, on this day and on this platform, the orator may be able to say that these are still great qualities of the American character and that they have prevailed." In these political times, John Kennedy's vision of the American character has prevailed, but it is being tested. It is being tested by some of our national leaders who do not value the contributions of immigrants. The color of our skin should not be used to judge whether we love America. Our challenge as we celebrate American independence, including the right to celebrate each other, is not here in Boston, but in other parts of our nation. There are immigrants, millions who have lived in the US for decades, who are celebrating this day of independence with their citizen children, their citizen grandchildren, and yet they are not free to become citizens because the immigration system does not work. We must persist for fairness. Let us take the American revolutionary spirit that still exists in Boston today and stand up to those who want to deny us liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Let us stand together and not shrink in the presence of those who want to divide us. Let us continue to love each other and understand each other. It's easy to be self-seeking and nearsighted. Let's continue working together so that all of our American dreams may come true. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Papi, for your sacrifices. May God bless our country. And in the words of Diana, AKA Wonder Woman, AKA the wisest and coolest woman in the world, it is not about deserve, it's about what you believe, and I believe in love. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. I now call upon Diana, easy for me to say. Dana Whiteside is our vocalist, and we invite him up to sing God Bless America.
As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Dana Whiteside, ladies and gentlemen, please. And now the Zarba Shea Band, under the direction of Mr. Frank Zarba, will play Stars and Stripes Forever. Thank you, Frank. The Frank Gerber Shea Military Band. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our 240th Independence Day ceremony. We thank you for your attendance, and we hope you enjoy your stay in Boston, and wish you all a safe and healthy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America!